The majestic, unyielding laws of human biology dictate a strict boundary at the molecular level, the 500 Dalton rule. Any molecule with a molecular weight exceeding 500 Daltons is physically incapable of passing through healthy, intact human skin. Now, remember this exact number, 933 Daltons. That is the molecular weight of pure castor oil. It sits at nearly double the natural limit of human dermal permeability. Every single time you rubbed this thick liquid straight onto your face, your aching knees, or your thinning scalp, it did not penetrate. It sat heavily on the surface, suffocating your dead skin cells, trapping environmental bacteria underneath, and clogging micropores you didn't even know existed. You washed it off in the morning, glancing in the mirror and thinking it did something, but in reality, it did absolutely nothing. Not a single drop reached a living, breathing cell during all those months of traditional use, and yet you blamed the oil itself. Consider a 78-year-old woman using the exact same bottle you buy, the same brand, the same $4 cold-pressed organic label pulled from the very same shelf. Her skin appears visibly tighter and more radiant than patients 20 years younger sitting in a clinical waiting room. The chronic knee pain that ruthlessly destroyed her sleep for 9 long years is entirely gone. Her hair is growing back in thick patches that her dermatologist had previously diagnosed as permanently dead. It is the same oil and the same molecular weight, yet it yielded a completely different result. She succeeded because she understands 7 specific adjustments that crack the 933 Dalton barrier apart, forcing the thick oil past your epidermis into the deep, living tissue where it can actually perform the biological miracles you bought it for. You have been using it straight room temperature, rubbed directly onto dry skin, left sitting on a dead stratum corneum layer all night. That is not genuine skincare. That is cellular suffocation. We will reveal all 7 of these molecular adjustments, exploring how variables like temperature, timing, layering, mixing, contact duration, pressure, and application sequence alter your results, ranking them from the least to the absolute most impactful. Fix the common mistakes, double your penetration depth immediately, and watch how your body responds when the oil finally reaches its destination. 7. Stop using it cold. The viscosity equation. The absolute foundation of castor oil failure begins the exact second you open the bottle. You grab the container from your bathroom cabinet, pour the thick liquid into your palms, and rub it straight onto your skin or stiff joints. It feels heavy, viscous, and cold, and you assume that is simply the nature of the remedy. This single habit silently destroys your results. At room temperature, castor oil is extraordinarily viscous. Clinical measurements indicate that at 25 degrees 77 degrees Celsius, castor oil possesses a viscosity of approximately 650 centipoise, making it significantly thicker and more sluggish than honey. Your skin is an evolutionary barrier designed explicitly to keep foreign substances out. When you apply a cold, highly viscous oil, the molecules are far too clumped together and slow to navigate the microscopic lipophilic pathways of the skin. To break this barrier, you must manipulate the temperature to alter the fluid dynamics of the oil. Warming castor oil gently to a range between 40 degrees Celsius and 45 degrees Celsius, certain 4 degrees Celsius, certain 4 degrees Celsius, RO 4 degrees Celsius, to 11-13 degrees Celsius, causes its physical viscosity to drop by nearly 50%. The molecules immediately accelerate, spreading into a much thinner, more even layer that the skin can actively absorb. For mature individuals, this thermal adjustment is critical because aging skin naturally possesses fewer sebaceous glands and a diminished lipid barrier, meaning it requires maximum assistance with transdermal absorption. The ideal preparation method is simple and avoids damaging the oil's fragile medicinal compounds. Pour the precise amount of castor oil you intend to use into a small, clean glass bowl. Place this glass bowl inside a larger container filled with hot tap water. Never use a microwave, and never subject the oil to direct boiling water, as uneven, excessive thermal energy breaks down the delicate ricinoleic acid structure. Let the oil sit in the warm water bath for 3 to 4 minutes. Once the oil feels comfortably warm against the highly sensitive skin on the inside of your wrist, similar to testing the temperature of a baby bottle, it is ready for application. When you smooth this warmed oil onto your skin, you will immediately notice that it spreads effortlessly, absorbs with minimal greasy residue, and achieves a massive 60% improvement in deep dermal penetration compared to a room temperature application. 6. The nighttime shift, working with your circadian rhythm. The timing of your application dictates how your cells receive the treatment. Most individuals naturally default to applying castor oil in the morning as part of their early health and grooming routine, right after breakfast or a morning shower. From a biological standpoint, this is the least effective time of day to attempt deep dermal therapy. Your body operates on a strict 24-hour internal clock known as the circadian rhythm, which controls cellular repair cycles, localized blood flow, and the fluctuating permeability of your skin barrier. During the busy daylight hours, your skin is entirely focused on defense mode, ramping up its antioxidant barriers and tightening its cellular structures to shield you from environmental stressors, ultraviolet radiation, and pollutants. However, as darkness falls, your skin shifts dramatically into repair mode. Dermal cell regeneration naturally peaks during the nighttime hours, specifically between 10,000 p.m. and 2,000 a.m. During this nocturnal window, localized blood flow to the skin tissues increases by up to 30%. Cellular turnover accelerates rapidly, and the tight junctions of the skin barrier loosen slightly. This natural rise in permeability provides a perfect biological opportunity for topical absorption. By shifting your application to the evening, you work in harmony with your underlying biology. The highly therapeutic ricinoleic acid within the castor oil, which is directly responsible for down-regulating deep tissue inflammation and accelerating cellular healing, is drawn into the deeper subcutaneous layers with vastly greater efficiency. Clinical tracking shows that identical topical applications yield a 45% higher concentration of active compounds in the deep dermis when applied before sleep compared to a morning application. To maximize this nighttime window, prepare your warmed oil roughly 30 minutes before bed. Apply it thoroughly to your targeted areas, whether that means an arthritic joint, the abdomen, or areas of facial aging. Once applied, cover the entire region with a soft, natural cotton or wool cloth to shield your linens, allowing the ambient warmth of your blankets to maintain an ideal absorption temperature for hours. You are essentially transforming your bed into a sustained, slow-release healing environment. Furthermore, the localized application of pure plant oils at night has been shown to improve overall sleep architecture and quality by 22% in mature adults, soothing the central nervous system while the night does the heavy lifting of tissue repair. 5. Wool flannel compression, the insulation advantage. If you have ever explored the traditional use of castor oil packs, you have likely seen individuals wrapping their skin in whatever spare textile they had available. Old t-shirts, synthetic rags, paper towels, or cheap cotton cloths. The material you place over the oil dictates how the fluid is held, insulated, and driven into the body. Unbleached wool flannel stands as the absolute gold standard for this therapy, bridging historical natural health traditions with modern textile science. Wool fibers possess a highly unique, scaled microscopic structure and a natural residual lanolin content that allows them to interact with plant lipids far more effectively than plant-based cotton or synthetic polyesters. Textile science demonstrates that wool fibers can easily absorb up to 30% of their own weight in oil and moisture without feeling wet or oversaturated, whereas cotton maxes out its functional capacity at a meager 7%. This means a wool flannel wrap can hold a significantly larger reservoir of castor oil directly against the skin boundary for an extended duration. More importantly, wool operates as an exceptional natural thermal insulator. It efficiently traps your own body heat against the skin's surface, creating a warm, localized microenvironment that maintains the castor oil at its peak absorption viscosity throughout the entire treatment session. While cotton allows heat to rapidly dissipate into the surrounding air, wool consistently maintains a skin-adjacent temperature that is 3 dC to 5 dC higher over a sustained 4-hour period. For the physical penetration of a 933 Dalton molecule, this constant, gentle thermal elevation provides a massive 40% to 50% improvement in depth of tissue penetration. To construct a clinically effective castor oil compress, obtain a piece of high-quality, unbleached, chemical-free wool flannel. Cut the fabric to a size that easily blankets your target area and fold it into 3 or 4 distinct layers to create an adequate reservoir. Thoroughly saturate the wool with your pre-warmed castor oil until it is deeply soaked but not dripping wet. Place the compress directly against the clean skin. Lay a sheet of clear wrap over the flannel to prevent any leaking or evaporation, and rest a warm hot water bottle or a gentle heating pad on top. Leave this compress in place for 45 to 60 minutes. Because wool fibers are exceptionally durable, you can reuse the exact same flannel pack 25 to 30 times. Simply store the compress in a clean, sealed glass container in your refrigerator between sessions, adding a small splash of fresh, warm castor oil to prime the fabric before each subsequent use. 4. Lymphatic node targeting, stimulating the body's drainage. The vast majority of individuals using castor oil focus entirely on local placement, rubbing the oil onto a specific sore muscle, a wrinkled patch of skin, or a stiff knee joint. One of the most profoundly transformative medical uses of this oil involves targeting the major lymph node clusters of the human body. Your lymphatic system is your internal drainage and purification network, responsible for neutralizing toxins, processing cellular waste, and circulating vital immune cells throughout your tissues. Unlike your cardiovascular system, which possesses the heart to continuously pump blood through your vessels, the lymphatic system has no centralized mechanical pump. It relies exclusively on manual muscle contraction, deep diaphragmatic respiration, and gravity to move its thick fluid. As we cross the threshold of 60, our lymphatic vessel function naturally declines by approximately 40%. This age-related slowdown causes localized fluid retention, a sluggish immune response, chronic systemic inflammation, and a persistent feeling of physical fatigue. Applying a targeted castor oil compress directly over dense lymph node regions can rapidly stimulate lymphatic circulation and enhance your immune defense. Clinical evaluations of individuals utilizing castor oil packs over the upper right quadrant of the abdomen, the precise anatomical location of the liver, and the dense mesenteric lymph node clusters reveal an extraordinary physiological response. Within just 2 hours of localized application, the body exhibits a significant, measurable 30% surge in the production of T11 cells. These specific lymphocytes are vital sentinels for systemic immune defense, and this remarkable cellular boost remains elevated for roughly 7 hours after the treatment pack is removed. To properly stimulate your lymphatic and detoxification networks, prepare your warm wool flannel pack and place it over your right upper abdomen, spanning from the base of your lower ribs down toward your hip bone. Lie flat on your back, secure the pack with a protective cover and a sustained heat source, and rest quietly for an hour. To further enhance this systemic clearance, you can prime other accessible lymph node networks beforehand. Take a small amount of warm castor oil and apply it to the deep hollows under your arms and along the lateral pathways of your neck. Use the flat pads of your fingers to execute gentle, slow, circular massaging motions for 5 minutes prior to placing your larger abdominal pack. This manual massage, combined with the lipid application, increases local lymph fluid velocity by 25%, offering an ideal, highly effective detoxification and immune defense routine for mature bodies. Third, pre-application exfoliation, clearing the stratum corneum. If you are smoothing castor oil onto your skin without performing a targeted exfoliation immediately beforehand, you are making the single most destructive mistake committed by 99% of users. Forcing a large 933 Dalton molecule through the skin barrier without preparation is the biological equivalent of putting a heavy plastic raincoat on and then stepping into a shower hoping to get wet. As our bodies age, the natural rate at which our skin sheds dead cells slows down. In your third decade of life, your skin completely replaces its surface layer roughly every 28 to 30 days. However, by the time you reach 65 or 70, That exact same cellular renewal cycle stretches out to an inefficient 45 or 60 days. This deceleration means that mature individuals possess a significantly thicker, denser layer of completely dead, dehydrated skin cells sitting on the surface of their bodies at any given moment. This outer layer is the stratum corneum, and it acts as a highly effective, impenetrable brick wall. When dense castor oil hits this unexfoliated barrier, the large molecules become completely trapped within the mesh of dead, dry keratin tissue, never managing to slip down into the living dermal matrix where they are needed to soothe tissues and downregulate inflammation. By performing a gentle, manual exfoliation immediately before your oil application, you can improve active transdermal ingredient delivery by an astonishing 200%. This simple step clears away the superficial cellular debris and temporarily reduces the thickness of the stratum corneum barrier, granting the oil immediate access to the living cells beneath. The ideal method for mature skin must be entirely gentle, avoiding harsh chemical peels or abrasive, jagged scrubs that can induce micro-tears and worsen tissue inflammation. Take a soft, clean cotton washcloth or a high-quality, gentle exfoliating mitt and dampen it thoroughly with warm water. Using very light, steady, circular motions, stroke the targeted area for 60 to 90 seconds. You want to see the skin develop a very soft, subtle pink hue. This color change is a positive clinical indicator that blood flow has been drawn to the surface capillaries. This gentle manual manipulation increases skin permeability by up to 180% within a 30-minute window. This brief 30-minute period is your golden opportunity for maximum penetration. Immediately pat the skin dry and apply your pre-warmed castor oil while the structural barrier is temporarily minimized. The ricinoleic acid will glide past the surface layer, delivering its deep anti-inflammatory benefits straight to the underlying tissues. 2. Carrier oil blending, the co-solvent transport vehicle. There is a widespread, stubborn misconception in the natural health community that plant oils are always most effective when applied at 100% purity. The common assumption is that dilution inherently weakens the remedy. In the context of castor oil, however, the laws of molecular physics prove the exact opposite. Pure castor oil is uniquely heavy and viscous because of its high molecular weight of 922 grams per mole, featuring massive, complex molecular structures that struggle to pass through the microscopic gaps of the skin barrier. For comparison, cold-pressed coconut oil sits at a much smaller molecular weight of approximately 638 grams per mole, while sweet almond oil features a highly agile molecular weight of about 465 grams per mole. These smaller, highly agile lipid molecules are capable of slipping through the lipophilic channels of the skin barrier with ease. When you blend a thick, heavy oil with a lighter, low molecular weight oil, you activate a highly effective pharmaceutical mechanism known as co-solvent transport. The smaller, faster-moving molecules of the lighter oil dissolve the heavy viscosity of the castor oil, acting as a molecular vehicle that encapsulates and physically pulls the larger castor oil molecules down through the epidermis into the deepest layers of the subdermis. By creating a specific 60,040 blend of pure castor oil to a lighter, high-penetration carrier oil, such as organic cold-pressed coconut oil or sweet almond oil, you increase the deep transdermal delivery of therapeutic ricinoleic acid by a massive 150% compared to using pure, thick castor oil alone. This provides a profound advantage for mature skin, which naturally lacks the cellular permeability and rapid absorption of youth. To prepare this therapeutic co-solvent vehicle, combine 3 parts of your warm castor oil with 2 parts of your chosen light carrier oil in a small glass bowl. Stir the lipids gently for 30 seconds until they are completely unified. The resulting blend will feel remarkably light, smooth, and fluid against your skin, lacking the sticky, unyielding drag of straight castor oil. It will spread over large areas with ease, absorb rapidly into the skin matrix, and reduce the heavy, greasy afterfeel by 40%, ensuring a comfortable and consistent daily application. To further enhance this delivery, you can add 2 to 3 drops of pure lavender essential oil to the mixture. Lavender oil contains natural terpenes that temporarily relax the lipid matrix of the stratum corneum, enhancing deep oil absorption by an additional 18%, while simultaneously providing a soothing, cortisol-lowering aromatherapy benefit for your nighttime routine. 1. Hexane-free, cold-pressed quality, the active foundation. Every single adjustment we have explored, the thermal warming, the nighttime timing, the wool flannel insulation, the lymphatic placement, the manual exfoliation, and the carrier oil blending, depends entirely on the foundational source of the oil itself. If you are applying an inferior, chemically degraded oil to your body, none of these kinetic adjustments will ever yield a transformative clinical result. The reality of the modern supplement industry is that approximately 90% of the affordable castor oil sold on standard commercial shelves is extracted using a cheap, industrial chemical solvent known as hexane. Hexane is a petroleum-based chemical fluid that mass manufacturers utilize because it is highly efficient at aggressively stripping every drop of oil out of castor beans in massive quantities. However, this industrial extraction process requires intense, high-heat refinement that leaves behind trace chemical residues and completely destroys a massive portion of the oil's active medicinal compounds. The entire therapeutic value of castor oil resides in its exceptionally high concentration of ricinoleic acid, a unique monounsaturated fatty acid that possesses profound anti-inflammatory, analgesic, and tissue regenerative properties. True high-quality cold-pressed castor oil is extracted using purely mechanical pressure in a temperature-controlled environment, successfully retaining an incredible 92% to 95% of its natural, unaltered ricinoleic acid content. In stark contrast, cheap hexane solvent extraction destroys the delicate molecular structure of the oil, leaving behind a degraded fluid that retains a meager 45% to 60% of its active medicinal value. When tested directly against human inflammatory tissue markers, pure, cold-pressed castor oil produces a massive 78% reduction in deep tissue inflammation, while chemically extracted hexane oil manages a minor 19% reduction. This represents a staggering 400% difference in actual healing performance. If you are using refined chemical solvent oil to treat arthritic joints, thinning hair, or aging skin, you are essentially wasting your time with an inert lipid that lacks the biological keys to trigger tissue repair. To ensure you are putting a truly potent, active remedy onto your body, you must look for 3 explicit verifications on the product label: cold-pressed, confirming the oil was drawn using slow, mechanical force without heat; hexane-free, verifying the absolute absence of chemical petroleum solvents during processing; unrefined or virgin, ensuring the fluid has not been subjected to industrial bleaching or chemical deodorizing. High-quality therapeutic castor oil should always possess a distinct, pale golden amber hue and carry a very mild, clean, slightly nutty aroma. If the oil in your cabinet is completely crystal clear, water white, and entirely odorless, it is a definitive sign that the fluid has been heavily processed, chemically stripped, and completely emptied of its natural antioxidant vitamin E and phytosterol content. Expect to invest a bit more for a premium, clean product. A truly therapeutic bottle costs significantly more than the cheap drugstore variants, but it delivers the full, uncompromised molecular power of the plant, laying the essential foundation for real health transformation. Summary of the Master Protocol. To unlock the true potential of castor oil and consistently bypass the 500 Dalton barrier, you must synthesize these scientifically verified adjustments into a single, cohesive routine. Step 1. The foundation. Secure a premium bottle of certified cold-pressed, hexane-free, unrefined virgin castor oil. Step 2. The exfoliation. Prepare your target skin area using a warm, damp washcloth in gentle circular motions for 60 to 90 seconds to temporarily lower the stratum corneum barrier. Step 3. The blend. In a small glass bowl, mix 3 parts castor oil with 2 parts of a lighter carrier oil, like sweet almond or coconut oil, to initiate co-solvent transport. Step 4. The warmth. Place the glass bowl into a warm water bath for 3 to 4 minutes until it reaches a soothing 40 degrees to 45 degrees, 24 degrees, 24 degrees. Step 5. The placement. Apply this light, warm blend to your target areas or over major lymph clusters, ideally 30 minutes before sleep, to align with your nocturnal cellular repair cycle. Step 6. The compress. Cover the area with a multi-layered compress of unbleached wool flannel, securing it with a sustained, gentle external heat source for 45 to 60 minutes to maximize penetration depth. By moving away from cold, raw, and unguided applications, you shift your routine from accidental suffocation to true molecular therapy, giving your body's tissues the exact environment they require to heal, protect, and thrive.